Hello. I'm going to do something a little different today. First of all, for those of you who are in Minnesota, you need to get outside. We have not had sun for 13 days. I saw it very hidden behind some clouds for a moment yesterday, but this is like full on sun, but it's also full on really, really cold. So I've got two things. Believe for it, okay? I don't know if you can see my jacket. Do you see how long it is? Like down to my shin jacket? For those of you, you might remember, I had uh, something that I wanted to believe for, and that was actually this jacket. I got a catalog from Land's End, I want to say back in October or November, and it said that it was polar vortex proof. And I thought, oh my gosh, this California grown girl might be able to survive winter actually if I had a jacket that would help me. So I was just swooning over it, and I'm like, does anybody want to buy this for me? Just as kind of a joke, right? And I showed it to my husband, and the price was like ridiculous. Um, but him and my boys, my two boys are teenagers, and they came up with a plan to get me this jacket for my birthday slash Christmas, because my birthday is in the beginning of December. And anyways, they ended up getting the jacket, and it ended up being like a crazy amazing deal. I think it was 70% off with like Thanksgiving time deals. So that was amazing. So I was believing for this jacket. I love it. I love the color. If you could only feel like the pockets inside, there's like, I don't know if you can see this. Well, it's not letting me, but it's like fuzz. It's like it's fuzzy, it's happy, and it keeps me pretty warm. So that's what I was believing for, right? I know it's first world problems, but when you live in Minnesota and it's as cold as it is, and you are a freeze baby, you need something that's going to keep you warm. So I'm also where I like to go walking. I like different places to go walking, but there's a place very close to my house where I go very often, and where I often see eagles. And I've seen so many eagles yesterday. If you guys want to go check out my pictures yesterday, it was wild. I literally was like, I thought I was like in heaven. I was like, did somebody take me up? But I want to just turn this camera around, and I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but hold on. I don't know if you can see, there's a couple shiny buildings and a brown building in the horizon or off to the distance. Um, and that far left building, it's like a brown building, there's two silver buildings, and then there's a building next to it. That is actually where I was freed and released from on 11/1/21, which is actually very, very significant. So that building, I actually used to be able to um, see where I'm standing. And if you can see, I'm standing on a bridge. Um, and I could see this bridge from the building I used to work in. And I had this dream, and I was believing for a time when I could just come out and well, go for a walk when I was led to, and really just be freed from the corporate cage, what I call the corporate cage of captivity, to go from being captive to captivated, which I'm all about. I'm a woman of wonder, and I love to just get out and get in nature and see all his wonders. But I was trapped. And I really believe that some of you maybe are believing for something beyond your wildest dreams. I asked a question the other day about, what is preventing you from basically chasing after God's dream for you? I had a couple that mentioned finances, and I thought that was interesting, um, because if it's God's dream, He will fund it, right? But there's also like you may be thinking of the long term dream, right? You may not be thinking of that first step because you have to take the first step. So if you're planning to go be an actress, and God's dream is for you to be an actress, to be flipping the script from Hollywood to, like, what I like to say, Holywood. You can't just go out to Hollywood and go try out. I mean, you could go in audition, but there's things that you do need to do to prepare, right? Maybe you need to take some acting lessons. I don't know. But I was in a long preparation season, um, getting trained up to be a life coach. I was working with clients. I was fighting some crazy battles in quote unquote healthcare, from 2020 through that November time that I left. And I had to believe for it that I would be released, that I would be freed. But it didn't come with a quick release or a easy button release. It was challenging. And I share a little bit about that in my podcast where I talk about, being freed and delivered. And I've been freed and delivered from many things over my life, but this one right here, being able to stand on a bridge that I can cross over and see the building that I thought I was trapped in, is incredible. I had to believe for it. I had to believe that he could do the impossible because it really did look impossible. If you guys know, um, if you know my story, you would know why it on paper is impossible. And sometimes it still is impossible on paper. But, I'm believing for just a year of breakthrough for not only for myself, but, for the many women that I'm seeing, coming this way to, that I get to work with in a coaching relationship. Whether that's one-on-one, which is like my heartbeat. I love the one-on-one space. But he's also had me to create some group coaching programs, including the one that's coming up. I actually was going to start it today, but I got released to start it on 2224, which is very significant. If you guys know, I'm all about keys. So I've been anointed to, set the captives free, and he's given me keys of revelation to help unlock women, to help them soar in their calling and their purpose, and to help them roar with their voices. And literally, if you know me well, you know that it's almost like I see many women in cages, that the door's already open. They just need somebody to come alongside them and help them, walk it out. So anyways, I'm gonna get a move on because it's cold, and, again, I love coming out here because I get to literally see being on the other side of, being freed from something that I never thought I'd be freed from, but I had to believe for it. It was beyond my wildest dreams. So I'm going to be focusing a little bit more on that about dreams. I'm actually thinking about doing kind of like I don't know, it'll just be a series. I'm very unconventional with my podcast. Most of my podcast, is interviews. The first season was, Voices of Hope from the Valley. The second season now is kind of a combination of that and launching pioneers, because I'm all about highlighting women who are out there being wild ones like me, who are pioneers, who are trailblazers, who are going against the grain, who are like me, who love to get outside the box. I love burning boxes. Like, don't put me in a box or I'll burn it. Anybody else? Um, but I'm thinking about doing, a next podcast uh, on dreams, because I see too many women, like, just like they don't even have dreams anymore. They're just like, I'm just complacent. So just talking about, like, what does that look like to dream with God, and what does it look like to actually start moving towards those dreams? Because, you have one life, and it's beyond you. You're not called to just sit in a corner. So if you need somebody in your corner, I've been lately thinking about being, a boxing trainer. Like, you're in the corner, got that person in your corner who's, talking you up, giving you water, giving you some food maybe, and then pushing you back out in the ring, because it's a fight. It's not, this ain't for the faint of heart, especially if you are, created in similar ways that I was to, kind of be a, change agent. So anyways, well, if any of this blesses you today, let me know. If you would like to hear more about, my next group coaching experience, I call it. Like I said, I am starting the date is going to be 2224, another intentional date. I would love to hear from you. Let me know if that resonates with you. It's called There's More. It's time to soar and roar in 24. And what was the other thing I was going to say? Anyways, well, that's all I got for today. I'm going to go look for some more eagles. So I just keep hearing that I'm called to call in the eagles. So if that's one of you, reach out to me. This is a journey that's way beyond me, and I'm sure it's beyond you as well. So take care. Bye.